Welcome back to another video on my channel, and this video is very special because I'm going to show a true Leica rarity here in this box in front of me on the table. We are talking about something I've not seen before live, and of course I wanted to share this experience on my channel. And now let's kick off the video. It's easy to read that this Leica is about a Leica M4-P, and beyond that it's also a special limited edition, so it's the special edition 1913 to 1983, so 70 years of tribute to Leica history, starting in 1913 with the first camera from Oskar Banach and then going all the way up in history until 1983, when this special limited edition was brought to market. But just being a Leica M4-P and even being that limited special edition, 70 years of history from Leica, doesn't make this box so special. And that's why we need to open it, we need to have a look inside, we need to unbox it, and then you will immediately see what I'm talking about. So let's make this a bit more formal. So we are talking about the Leica M4-P 70th anniversary 1913 to 1983 special limited edition. And the year of issuance, as I said in the intro, was 1983. It's a homage on 70 years of Leica history, starting in 1913, when Oskar Banach's first prototype was released. And it's limited to 2,500 chrome units worldwide. I purchased this box out of the inheritance of a Swiss collector. And I should say I paid a truly fair price for it, because the value of this package here is expected to increase over the years. So let's open the box and let's have a look inside. Everything in here is totally original. So here, first of all, we have a certificate, and if you look inside, you find the serial number of this camera, which we are going to have a look at in a moment. It's an authenticity certificate. The next item in the box is a little booklet, and it's called an index of agencies. And just opening this up here, you find, for instance, here an agency in Zambia, Zimbabwe, and so on. I can bet that this one is outdated, of course, but it is interesting to have it in here, and is, of course, an interesting piece of Leica history. You should know that this limited special edition for the Leica M4-P were the last cameras manufactured in Canada, Midland, where Leica had a manufacturing center. Thereafter it was closed and Leica basically gave up on Canada, and now their headquarters is in Wetzlar, Germany, as we all know. The next item in the box is, believe it or not, a sticker. So we have a sticker here which you can basically stick on your car. It's a Leica sticker. It has a little bit of scratches here on it, but that doesn't disturb me, of course, and I think it's nice to have this almost 40-year-old sticker here from Leica. We are talking about a box here which is almost 4 decades old, and it's even more amazing what we find inside that box. Here we find a manual, and the manual is quite nicely done, actually, with a lot of effort. And you see here it's a German manual. You have here these haircuts back then in the 1980s, which is quite nice to see, and I think it's very nice to have this in here. Every single piece what's supposed to be in the box is in the box. It's not in English, but it's in German, and it's all original. The next item in the box fascinated me in particular, and it's again a tribute to 70 years of Leica history. And if we open it, it has 2 photographs in it, and if we look at the back side of these photographs, you see here the first one is Wetzlar in Germany at Eisenmarkt, which is a marketplace, in 1913. And if you look at that picture, that's how it looked like back then. Just moving this a little bit to get the reflections from the light out of the image. And then if we open this again and look at the other card, we have Wetzlar Eisenmarkt, again that marketplace in Wetzlar, where Leica used to have its headquarters and has its headquarters until today, 1983. And that looks different. A bit more modern, but still like 40 years ago, of course. So if we compare these two images, this is 1913 and this is 1983. Quite nice that I found this in the box. And if you look here into the card, you also get a description here about the Eisenmarkt in Wetzlar, and it's quite nice again to have such a valuable piece of Leica history here in hand. The next item in the box, of course, is also outdated and is a card again. And what it says here is the international magazine of 35mm photography, with unique photographs from all over the world and topical reports on practical 35mm photography, technical advice with illustrated examples and advice on creative compositions. And it has it in 3 languages. We have it here in German, in English and in French. And if you turn it around, you basically see that you can apply here for an annual subscription to this magazine, Leica Photography, at 44 Deutschmark and mailing charges. How nice is that? Isn't that very cute? Today you have, of course, LFI, which everyone knows who deals with Leica, and this one very likely, if I would like to order it, will never reach my mailbox. The next item in the box is a shoulder strap. You see, and that's an indication of what the rest will reveal when we look at the camera, is totally unused. It still has some rubber straps around it, and it has never been carried in that way. So I was again surprised when I saw that. And now we come to the main part, namely the camera itself. And I opened this up, and what I saw was blowing me out of my shoes. This Leica M4-P is still originally sealed. It was never opened. For almost 4 decades it was resting in that box, and you see here, if I get this closer to the camera, it's the original never opened plastic sealing from Leica. And that is so unusual. I don't think there are many of these M4-P cameras available in the market in the limited special edition. Most of them you find on the secondary market, of course, used. This one here is brand new. No scratches, no signs of use, and originally plastic sealed. And that is a true Leica rarity, something I've not seen live before, and I'm very happy to having had the opportunity to purchase this out of the inheritance of that Swiss collector. Now there are interesting elements engraved in the camera body here, and the first one is Leica 1913 to 1983, as it is written also on the package. But then there is a unit number or serial number here, which is A420. Actually, I should correct myself. The serial number typically is here on the hot shoe, so I hope you can see this. And this one here is the unit number on this special limited edition, which by the way is a nice number here, A420. And in order to understand that, let's look for a moment into the coding Leica has used here to come up with these unit numbers of these special limited edition Leica M4-P cameras, in contrast to the usual serial number, which you have here engraved in the hot shoe. So let's look at the coding of unit numbers. My number is an A420. And A is a letter, and then we have a number with 3 digits. And the letter always is 1 letter out of the word Leica. So in my case, it's at the end of the word Leica. So we have 5 letters at disposal, L, E, I, C, and A. And one of these letters is chosen to be the leading position in the unit code. And then we choose a number out of the set of numbers from 1 to 500. In my case, is the 420, so A420 is my unit number. And if we now try to figure out how many combinations we have here, is pretty obvious. We have 5 letters times 500 numbers gives us 2500 codes or unit numbers, which matches exactly the number of units produced on that special limited edition camera. Since it is now understood what that coding here, A420, actually means, let's have a quick look at the authenticity certificate again. And clearly the value comes in if your certificate has the same number as what's on the camera here. And you see this is A420 on the certificate as well as on the camera, and that's absolutely essential to get value out of this package here. What else do we have on the camera body? So here on the rear side we have Made by Lights Canada. As I said, this was basically the last big thing of Leica Canada in Midland, and then it was sold. On the side, nothing special to show, and here on the front side it just says M4-P and Leica, and nothing on the bottom side, and on the top side we just have lights, which is very nice. So, and now we come to the crucial part, of course. Let's get this plastic sealing away and let's open it with a scissor. Whoever thought I'm going to opening this now with a scissor here and cut it out of the plastic was terribly mistaken, of course. I leave it as it is because this is not a secondary market camera in mint condition. It's a brand new Leica M4-P 70th anniversary special edition. And the value of this package will increase over time. So it would be totally stupid to open it now and basically cut it out of the plastic. What I actually did, and it took me almost a couple of minutes to do it, is without damaging the plastic to get the shutter ready for the shot. And let's see now and listen whether this is sounding like a true Leica M4-P and whether the shutter is still working. So let's get ready for the sound of a Leica M4-P, which has not been unboxed for almost 40 years. Sounds pretty healthy and okay to me. And you can see I also didn't damage the plastic here, so there's still air inside, it's fully sealed and nothing has been damaged or diluted here on that side. We know this camera is working. We can wait now until it increases in its value, and it's a very nice collector piece and a very, very special piece of Leica history with all these accessories which are in the box. Last but not least, let's put this in perspective a little bit. So from the M4-P Leica cameras, we have all in 23,180 standard units which were produced over those years. 22,680 of them came in a black finish. Only 500 came in a chrome finish, and these are very expensive collector pieces today. And then in addition, from Leica camera in Midland, we had these 2,500 limited special editions 70th anniversary, and one of them I presented in this video. If you liked that video, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel, there's always more to come. Stay safe and healthy, and of course, peace out.